Morning coffee talk. So I haven't posted in a couple of days. I've just been kind of introspective, I guess. This morning I was doing the dishes and I got to this pan that had a bunch of eggs stuck to the bottom of it. So I looked at it and I thought, ugh, I don't want to clean this. It's gross. Whatever. I didn't feel like doing it. And the sink was full of dishes and I was kind of like, put it off for a couple of days because I didn't feel like doing it. And finally, when I did get to it, I was like, ew, it's going to be kind of gross in there. But then I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to do it. So I got to this pan, I'm running it under the water, and like the stuff is just completely stuck on. So I get a spatula and I try scraping it. Nothing was coming off. So I was like, okay, grab a different kind of spatula, start scraping it. Some of the stuff comes off really easily. Some of the other stuff is like still really stuck on. So I'm like, okay, turn the pan, use the spatula. I'm getting more stuff off. Still a bunch stuck on. So I turn the spatula to a different angle, start scraping it again, and finally I got all of the stuff off, and then I threw it in the dishwasher. But this like mundane chore, like whatever, this thing, I'm like, I wonder like if this is like a metaphor for life right now. Like you can have this problem, which is like the pan, and you're attempting to fix the problem, and maybe you're not using the right tools. So you have to like pick a different tool, or I was scraping it at a certain angle and it wasn't working. So I had to change the angle. So I'm like, maybe we need to change the angle of how we're attacking things. Maybe we need to like rethink how it is that we're approaching things. So, I'm like just doing this pan and I'm like, maybe the key to life is like, why are we working so hard with the tools that aren't working for that particular thing that we're trying to accomplish? So I've seen this, I've done this in my life where I've tried to handle a problem and I've gone about it the wrong way. And then instead of changing my thinking or gaining new tools, I'll keep like using the old system and it's just not working. So I'm like, why are we doing that in our lives? Why are we using the same old ways of thinking? Why are we using the same old tools? Why are we exhausting all of our energy? It's like, when something's not working. You feel when something is just not right. So can't we take this opportunity to be like, what are some new things I can try? What are some new tools? What are some new ways that I can accomplish what it is that I want to be doing or handle this problem or situation? We get stuck in this rut where we use the same old thinking over and over and over, and that's part of the problem. So it's like recognizing, hey, I'm using my same old behaviors and my same old patterns and my same old ways of thinking, and nothing is changing. So do you think maybe that's a time that you can look at yourself and be like, well, I need some new tools and I need somebody else to help me figure out what those tools are? So it was just silly. I was cleaning a pan and then I started having all of these thoughts and I was like, we're creatures of habit. We have the same old behaviors that we don't try to break away from, and we have the same ways of thinking. And I'm just saying, let's get out of those ways of thinking. Let's try something new. Let's figure out who we are as people and what are these behaviors that we're so stuck into, and is that something that we can examine and say, hey, maybe my life is the way that it is because I'm doing all of the same things. So if we're like changing that, you're going to see that your life is going to change too as you're like modifying your behavior and your thinking. Anyways, so that was just a thought that I had this morning that I figured I would share. It's like, you know, let's look at ourselves and see what's there that's blocking us from getting to where we want to be, or solving problems that we have, or changing our lives for the better.